Hello everyone! I am Alex and my part in this report is to introduce our topic and discuss IVF and surrogacy.
I am Farah and my part is to explain some types of stem cells and what stem cells are and why they are important.
I am Jasper and my part in this report is to explain the gene therapy and discuss the benefits and its risks.
I am Maggie and my part in this report is to discuss the different types of stem cells.
I am Jessica and my part in this report is to explain induced pluripotent stem cells and the ethical issues in the stem cell research.
Good day everyone! Today we are going to discuss our topic which is the gene therapy. So before we formally start our discussion, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. So the first one is that what if doctors could fix diseases by editing your genes like fixing a typo in a document? What if damaged body parts could be replaced using special cells that can transform to anything? And what if science could help people who can't have babies start their own families? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. Today, we're diving into the amazing world of gene therapy, stem cells, IVF, and surrogacy. And trust me if I say this is going to be fun to learn.
So what is gene therapy? Imagine your body is like a machine and your genes are the instructional manual. So now, imagine one page in that manual is damaged. That's how genetic diseases happen. Gene therapy is like replacing the broken page, turning off the wrong instructions, or adding new instructions to help your body fight diseases. So doctors can actually insert healthy genes into your cells to treat illnesses. In the future, this might even replace some medicines or surgeries. Cool, right?
Now, let's meet the superheroes of the body, stem cells. Stem cells are known as the body's master cells because they are very special. Why? Because they can do so amazing things. First, they can make copies of themselves, so parang they can reproduce and create more stem cells. Second, they can transform into different types of cells in the body. For example, they can become blood cells, muscle cells, or even brain cells. So imagine them like students who can choose any career path. They're fully of potential and can become whatever the body needs. And that's what makes stem cells so powerful and important in our body.
Types of stem cells. Embryonic stem cells. These come from very early embryos and can become almost any cell in the body. Now let's dive into why they are important or amazing. Can form organ or tissue. Second, can help treat serious diseases. And now let's dive into why they are controversial. They come from embryos, which raises ethical questions. And now, let's talk about the adult stem cells. These are found in your body right now, in your bone marrow, blood, and organs. And here's the good news about the adult stem cells. Fewer ethical issues, and it is already used in treatments like bone marrow transplants. And this is the limitation. They can only turn into certain type of cells.
Induced pluripotent stem cells. This is where science gets really cool. Scientists discovered that adult cells can be reprogrammed to act like embryonic stem cells. It's like turning a regular employee back into a student who can choose any career again. They may help treat disease like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes, umbilical cord stem cells. After a baby is born, stem cells can be collected from the umbilical cord. They can be stored for years, help treat disease later in life, and collecting them doesn't harm the baby at all. The big ethical question. Here Here's where things get emotional. Some scientists believe embryonic stem cell research can save millions of lives. But some parents feel embryos are already potential human lives and shouldn't be used in experiments. There's no simple answer, and that's why this topic is always debated.
Science doesn't just cure diseases, it also helps create families. In vitro fertilization, or the what we call IVF, is when doctors combine egg and sperm in a lab, then place the embryo in the mother's womb. So many people around the world have used IVF, including Celine Dion, Khloe Kardashian, and Michelle Obama. So this technology has helped millions of couples have children. So the next one is that surrogacy. It is when another woman carries a baby for parents who cannot carry a pregnancy. Some well-known people who use surrogacy include Kim Kardashian, Elton John, and Priyanka Chopra. So those methods often work together with gene technology and IVF.
Benefits and risk of gene therapy, stem cells, IVF, and surrogacy. These modern medical technologies offer many benefits. They may cure genetic diseases by correcting faulty genes and help repair damaged organs. IVF and surrogacy also help individuals and couples have children. In the future, these advancements could even help people live longer and healthier lives. However, there are also risks. These treatments are expensive and not accessible to everyone. Ethical concerns exist, especially about gene editing and embryo use. There may also be unknown long-term health effects, and some people fear the possibility of designer babies. While these technologies bring hope, they must be used responsibly and ethically.
So what did we learn? Science today can edit genes, grow replacement cells, help cure diseases, and help create families. But with great power comes great responsibility. The future of gene therapy and stem cells is exciting, but we must use it wisely, ethically, and fairly. Because in the end, this isn't just about science. It's about improving and saving human lives. So that's all for our discussion. Thank you for listening.
What is gene therapy? Let's start with cells. Our bodies are made up of trillions of them. Most cells contain genes. Genes are made out of DNA. Genes are like instructions to everything in our bodies. They contain decoded instructions for specific proteins. Differences in the DNA code can result in protein changes, which makes each person who they are. This includes changing our hair type and eye color. Sometimes the genetic instructions have a change, which could be a spelling mistake or have a bit missing. This can cause a protein to be made incorrectly or not at all, which can result in a genetic condition. That's where gene therapy comes in. Gene therapy targets the genes responsible for this condition. It may prevent, improve, or slow the progression, or even potentially cure depending on the condition. Gene therapy generally falls into three categories: introducing a therapeutic gene, altering the way a gene is processed or editing a gene directly. Introducing a functioning copy of a gene will produce the necessary protein. Altering the way a gene is processed means, for example, skipping over a mistake, editing the levers and editing tool to targeted cells, correcting the genetic instructions to restore protein production. Gene therapy is a rapidly evolving and exciting form of treatment. However, it is not always a cure. Long-term outcomes for the benefit and safety are still being studied and understood.